Kenneth Kondas with landlordadvice.net. Today I had an opportunity to do a mystery shopping of a single family house in South Tampa. I met up with Joe, who is a professional real estate company that specializes in rentals. Well, I was happy to see that Joe did a couple of things really great. He showed up and was waiting for me on time for the appointment, which I was on time for as well. He was casually dressed, but it was clean. And he was happy to see me, and he had a pleasant, friendly demeanor. He looked me in the eye, he shook my hands, he smiled. That was all great. Things did take a turn for the worst very quickly, however, when he told me that he wanted to make a phone call and told me to just take a look at the property, by myself. When Joe did that and I was looking at the property, I felt really ignored, and that his other business was more important than the business of showing me the property. I was quite disappointed in that. But here's what happened. I did go, when I first entered the property, I let him know right away that it smelled like dog. There was an odor of dog, throughout the entire house. I'm a dog owner. I don't have a problem with dogs, but I do have a problem with a place that smells like a dog. He told me it was because they were going to replace the carpet in the back. So we'll get to that in a second. There were a couple things I was also disappointed in. Joe never gave me a business card, but I did find out through walking through the property into the kitchen, which I was looking for a light switch because it was dark. I was trying to illuminate it. And I looked up, I saw that the light bulbs looked like they were burnt out, or something was wrong. The dispersion panel, or the panel that there's supposed to be two panels, but only one was there, one was missing. I did find Joe's business card laying on the kitchen countertop. I did pick it up. It would have been best if Joe gave me his card because, it's very possible, especially in a dark, unlit kitchen, to miss the fact that his business cards were sitting on a dark kitchen countertop. Well, right next to it was a hallway that went into the garage where there was also a refrigerator, but there was a bump on the floor. So later on, when Joe did get off the phone call, I did wanted to let him know about these things. I brought him into the kitchen, and he told me that he knew about that the light bulbs in the kitchen were burnt out. Well, Joe, when you know these things, you really ought to fix them, because when you tell me the bulbs were burnt out and you went ahead and showed the house with this repair that could easily been repaired, like changing some light bulbs, and you show it even with broken light bulbs in the kitchen, that doesn't look very well. I did make my way throughout the rest of the house. It's a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bathroom house. And so the one full bathroom, it was fairly clean, except for there was some debris in the bottom of the bathtub. It looked like dirt. Not a lot of it, but enough to be noticeable. I did point this out to Joe after he got off his call, because I wasn't important to him. The phone call was. I did show him the dirt, and most importantly, when I first walked in, I saw that the faucet handle was wobbly, and I grabbed it and it just pulled right off. This is, which turns the water on and off. The knob needs to be attached. And when I pointed this out to Joe, he said, well, he knew about it. So he knew about the lights that were broken, didn't fix them. He knew about this handle in the bathtub that needed a bit fixed, and yet has not done anything about it. So I did go into the backyard. It does have a nice fenced in backyard, and it has this shed. Boy, this shed looks like it ought to be torn down. I mean, it's missing a door. I mean, it's got a mower in there that it is, well, you can see the picture. I'll show it to you. The outside of the house also, it had a lot of peeling paint, which you could see. So when I was all done looking at the house, I thanked him for giving me access to the house, because he didn't really show me the house. I showed myself the house and actually brought to his attention a couple of things which he didn't even know about. When I was in the backyard, there's a nice size central air unit, a condenser unit in the backyard, and it looks like it's newer. However, the coolant lines, they're frozen up. There's actually pieces of white ice on it. So one of the last things I let Joe know about is that, yeah, this is a problem. It looks like it's, there's not supposed to be ice on these coolant lines. And he told me he was not aware, because I asked if he was aware of that. He was not. So here's what I expected, Joe. After someone sees a property, I expect that you would tell me, how can I apply? You got to assume that I would want to rent it, right? Why would you assume otherwise? But Joe did not tell me how I can apply for renting this property. He did not supply any rental applications, any paper rental applications, did not provide me with, I apply online at the website. It looks like probably I would have to go online at the website, but I don't know, because Joe didn't tell me. So there are a number of things that Joe could improve. And we do offer landlord consulting, Joe, for you or anyone in your company. So if you would like to learn a few things in addition to what I covered on this video, I'd be happy to sit down with you or any one of the people in your company and show you how you can provide better customer service, provide a better experience for potential customers, and which will end up resulting in you leasing these properties faster. Feel free to visit us online at landlordadvice.net.